guys, what is up? Yep, you read the title right. I'm doing an 18-hole golf vlog at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. This is one of the most talked about, famous, diabolical, beautiful golf courses on the planet. I have been eyeing this course for a while. One of the biggest reasons is because Mesquite is the long drive capital of the world. It's where the world championships are, and so you can imagine me coming out to Mesquite year after year, seeing this golf course. I've wanted to hit it and film it, so finally able to do it. I'm actually out here for a tour stop on the long drive tour, the Diamond in the Desert, going for my 4th win in a row. That will be in a few days, so I figured I have a day or two to film, so why don't I come out here and do it, and that's what we're doing. So with that being said, let me know if there's anything I'm not currently doing on my channel with regards to the content types like scrambles, long drive events. If there's any other kinds of content I'm not creating for you guys that you guys want me to create, let me know in the comment section below so I can best serve you guys and entertain you guys. And with that being said, if you're excited to see me take on one of the most famous golf courses on the planet, smash that like button, and if you are new, please do me a favor and subscribe. With that being said, let's get into the video. All right guys, well, we are at hole 1 at Wolf Creek Golf Club, and it is quite a sight. I'll just show you guys because a video and or picture is worth 1,000 words. This is about 80 yards behind the next furthest back tee and behind the clubhouse, so 590 yards, beast of a par 5 to get started. Gonna be sending with driver, try to get this video started off with a bang. So pretty good tee shot here. Got 185 left to the pin, uphill, but it is a bit of a helping wind, so they're probably going to cancel out. And by the way, take a look at how far downhill this is. It's hard to show on camera, but that is really far downhill. So a nice little 405-yard drive to start the video off. 185 left, helping wind. You can go with a nice smooth 9-iron here, see if we can put ourselves in a great position. Well, that was pretty crazy actually. So I ended up on the green. This ball hit right there and kicked sideways and filtered down here. So like, it's hard for it to show up on camera, but this literally hit pretty much right here. And I laid up my putter. You can see how much of a slope that is. It really filtered down. So if that was 2 yards left, that would have been in there. So a nice little fortunate start to get the round going. I have about 20 feet here for eagle. Let's see if we can make it. Alright, so that was a really good way to start. Nice little 4. I apologize if I sound a little winded. Just to give you guys an idea, you can barely see it, but if you look down there, that little part of the green right there, that's hole 1. So the car is all the way down there. I had to walk up probably 40 flights of stairs to get all the way back here. You can actually see you have some of the tee boxes all the way up here, right here, walking up back up the slope. So this hole is unbelievable, nothing short of spectacular. Starts down here, you can see slopes. So that's the green. This hole on the card is 455 yards. I just lasered the pin. It's 390 on a straight line. And with this being this downhill, it's definitely drivable. So what I'm gonna do, start at the center of this green, work a baby fade. If it catches the corner of the green, great. If not, it'll go into that bunker or into that bailout area, kind of around there. So I'm gonna send a driver, see if we can take a shot. Well, landed right about here, rolled back in. You can see the pin here. I've actually been hitting a few practice shots, so that's actually a shot hit from the fairway. But this would have flown the pin on the angle of that tee box. The tee box is up there, literally where those trees are. So you look at the angle here, probably would have either carried it right at the pin or just a bit past it. And anyway, we have about a 30-yard bunker shot. See if we can hit it close. Caught that a little skinny. I gotta be honest, I'm shocked it didn't spin back more. It landed right around here and skip, and it kind of just got hung up on that fringe. So I'm gonna have a really quick putt, but we do have it is makeable. So this will be a really cool 3 to make. So let's see if we can do it. All right, so a pretty solid 2-putt there. In fact, pretty close to the last hole. That's the last green. So now on hole 3, par 3, way up the hill. You can see the pin right up there. So I actually turned on the slope on my yardage finder because I wanted to see how much more that was. It's 210 as the crow flies, 230 with the slope. It's a 10% slope. So got the 6-iron. And try to bring this in as high as I can so we can get a little stoppage on it. Well, I went a little long. In fact, you can actually see my pitch mark right there. It was a little disappointing because this is the line of the ball. So give you guys an idea how good of a line that was on. That's the tee box back there. So it was literally from 220 uphill. Pretty much a knife right through everything right at the pin. But man, when you're that uphill hitting that long of a club, it's pretty tough to have a front pin location. Because if you're hitting in, that landing angle is so shallow. Even I can't really hold it that well because I just can't hit a short enough club. So this is a tough hole. But I'll be hitting a 54-degree wedge. I have a little bit of green to work with, so we should have a pretty good chance to get this up and down. Well, that was a bit of a tough 4. I gotta be honest, that's exactly where I wanted to put my chip, but man, that thing just kept going and going and going. And I did some testing on it. That pin is less than 5 feet off of the false front, which is insane. So, but it's just a crazy course, really tough, but honestly, I love this course already. So on hole 4, 383-yard par 4. See the pin right there. So I'm gonna do this. I know you guys, I used to do this a lot. I'm gonna start doing this again. I'm gonna hit a 3-iron at this fairway here, but I will hit driver at the pin so we can see what would have happened. So let's do it. All right, well, my 2-iron caught this bunker right here. I knew it was probably gonna filter into the bunker because it started right on that line and fell right. But this is the pin. Pretty cool looking shot here, to be honest. Really aesthetic looking green. And honestly, I'll bet you I could fly it onto that bank. You can see my blurry finger. See that bank I'm pointing at? That is so steep, front to back to front. I bet you I could fly it in that bank and have it spin back on the green. Not gonna try to do that, but it's nice to know I have that option because this obviously will have a lot of spin. Roughly 100 yards, so probably gonna go at the 54-degree, try to get the right distance and see if we can hit it close. The drive is gonna be somewhere up over there. It was just a bit left of the green, but a pretty good tee shot, so we'll see where that ends up after the shot. Well, here's my tee shot. You can see relative to the pin, the direction of the tee box is there. So I'm pretty much the exact pin high. Just obviously a tough shot to hit when you have very little room for error. This was actually a really straight drive. If this was like hitting into a fairway, I would have been in the left center of the fairway, but yeah. So that would be a tough shot. But I also, so you guys know, caught the bunker shot a little thin and it literally flew. So that's a bit of a shelf right there. It flew to the top of that shelf, skipped forward, spun back a bit, and it's like hanging on that. So we're gonna have a fun little, probably flop shot, and up and down here would be fantastic. Well, that was a world-class up and down. Honestly, both those shots were insane, like the chip shot and that putt. Whenever you have a 4-footer and you got to take it out 6 inches outside of the lip, it doesn't feel very good, but really great up and down there. Feeling pretty good about that. On to hole 5. It's 500-yard par 5. And yeah, we're going to be absolutely sending it. Start my driver at that cluster of bunkers and play fade. The wind is moving pretty good this way, about 6-7 miles an hour, so I'll probably hold it off and just get this ball in play and set ourselves up good for the next shot. All right, I absolutely roped that. I have 91 yards left to the pin, but it's actually in the back. You guys look up here, it's definitely in the back. I think I'm like 75 yards to the center, so that was about a 425-yard drive. I gotta tell you, it's fun being in Mesquite because the ball goes super far, and obviously with these crazy undulating hills, it goes even further. Tee box is all the way back there, so I carried it to right around here, and the ball just took off, but that was absolutely smoked. So given the yardage, gonna hit it's probably playing about 10 yards longer, probably right at 100 yards, maybe a little less than that. So I'm gonna hit a 58-degree wedge, and we're gonna be going for a 3 here. All right, well, I let that one get away from me a little bit. I actually hit a second one, and that one cozied up much closer. But it was one of those things where I put a little too much stock into the elevation change, and I also didn't consider the fact that it was above my feet. The ball was gonna be wanting to move left and probably go a little further. To be honest, I know it sounds crazy, but my ball landed right there and kicked up to here. If it landed 2 yards short, that would have actually trickled back to the hole nicely. I have a fast chip, so this is gonna be very difficult, but let's see if we can hit a good shot. All right, guys, well, that was an insane chip. Just this whole course is crazy in general. So speaking of crazy, this is what we got coming down here. So there's a creek here, about 295, 300. We shouldn't have an issue clearing that, so that's what I'm gonna do. I don't mind if it goes in the rough for those bunkers. It'd be pretty easy with this pin up in the front to spin it. So we're gonna be sitting with a driver and see if we can give ourselves a good spot, looking at hitting it close to the pin. All right, guys, so a really good tee shot here, just a bit left, and here is the creek. It's about 310, 305 to cover that. So just short of this bunker here, pins up front, got 68 left, with a 58-degree wedge. All right, guys. Well, I had a bit of a blind shot there, and this is always nice. Walking up and seeing the ball right next to the hole. So I knew this landed pretty close to the pin. I could see the bounce, but I couldn't see the hole itself. So let's see where this landed. It's hard to see. Yeah, it looks like it landed probably. I can't get a pitch mark, so looks like it. There we go. Landed right here. So boom, boom, boom. Pretty cool stuff. So I'll tap this one in, get us a nice little 3. Well, that was a really good 3. Now in hole 7. Guys, this course is freaking insane. This is a par 4. That chasm is actually a pond. It's 290 to cover that. 307 to the pin. Gonna be hitting a 1-iron. I could probably get there with a 2-iron. But I would definitely have to hit it pretty square. So my 1-iron gives me a little more room for error. And frankly, just take dead aim. So let's send it. All right, guys, well, that was a really good 1-iron shot. It actually landed at the top of this and rolled back. So we were definitely very safe with our carry. You can see it's a very interesting shot here. You're gonna have to fly it and land it like up here and have it trickle down. Just for you guys, those of you who are curious, this is what the drop down looks like. So it doesn't show up as well on camera, but I'll tell you what, that's a sharp drop. So you definitely want to carry it. So we're gonna be hitting a chip shot, see if we can get up and down. Well, that was another insane chip. So sorry if I'm winded, guys. I mean, these hills are freaking brutal, and it's sometimes a long walk to get to some of the tees. So I swear I'm in decent shape. This is just a workout. So on hole 8, 220 yards to the pin. Definitely a fun looking hole here. A bit downhill. I think I'm gonna go with either 7 or an 8-iron and just play nice little draw into the flag. All right, guys, so we missed just in the corner here. Not a bad miss at all, to be honest. And guys, I've been looking at, there are so many balls over there. It's insane because you cannot walk around there and they just plug right in the side of that hill. And if you look at the river, and I'll show you after I hit this shot, there is literally hundreds of balls in it. It's crazy. So I'm gonna hit a 58-degree wedge here, try to flip it up over this little crown, see if we can get up and down. All right, guys, so I hit a pretty good shot here, but first let me show you this graveyard of golf balls. I mean, it's literally everywhere, and then you got all these balls here, literally all the way up the canyon. So this hole is treacherous, to say the least. All right, so that was a really good up and down, really good 3. Now we're in hole 9, last hole of this side. See it all out in the distance there. 250 yards to get to this fairway. So get aim at the left edge of that green and play baby fave the driver. All right, so hit this one a little bit right. We're still in pretty good shape. 67 left to the pin. You can see it just over that mound. Can hit a 58-degree wedge, just make a nice little swing. See if we can get close. All right, guys, hit a pretty good shot here. Just a bit long and right. So we got this coming back for a 3. Guys, so on hole 10, 480 something yard par 4, double fairway. Looks like the fairway on the left and on the right of that little tuft of rough in the middle of well, in the middle of those 2 fairways. So I'm gonna start at that tuft of rough with a driver and try to play a baby fade. Alright guys, so we had a pretty good tee shot here, 100 yards flat to the pin. So I'm going to go with a nice flip 58-degree wedge. Definitely good birdie opportunity. So, a ball right there, just a little bit in the back corner. But guys, just take a look at this view. You can see the sunset. But, I mean, it's pretty amazing. And also, I'm in here this week for a long drive tournament, as I said. The sports complex is right down there. In fact, if you look closely at that corner, you might be able to see an American flag. I don't know. That's where it is. So, figured if I was in town for the tour event, I'd get some video down here. So, got about 12 feet left. See if we can make it for our 3. All right, well, that was a tough one. I thought that was gonna snake in there, but didn't quite. So, on hole 11, 195 yards to the pin, plays 176, quite downhill. Gonna go ahead and hit a pitchy wedge here and go right at this pin. Alright guys, well there's my ball. Took a horrendous kick, landed right here, and if that was a few yards shorter I would have been putting, so. But let's see if we can get up and down. Alright guys, well I need to show you guys this view. This is pretty incredible. I'll bet you those mountains way in the distance there are 10-15 miles away. There's all this stuff and just crazy. It's probably one of the highest points of Mesquite. So now in hole 12, honestly not even sure how far this hole is. We got 544 yard par 5. Looks pretty crazy down there for sure. It looks like the green's back there, so probably go driver and just send it and see if we can get within range and throw something in there close. Alright guys, that was ripped. We only have 134 yards left of this pin. Admittedly, it is in the front of the green, but that's about a 415 yard drive, and you can see how far downhill it goes. Guys, this course is just crazy, but this is a fun course to play. So, we got 135 left. Gonna throw a 48-degree wedge in there, see if we can get ourselves a look at a 3. Alright guys, so a little bit long here. I honestly feel like I'm still trying to adjust a little bit to the elevation because we are at about 2,800, 3,000 feet. So, and I caught that a little toey, and you know, when the toe turns over, the ball gets a little bit more ball speed, gets a little faster and a little further. But this is a fairly straightforward chip. Just got to get it going, let it roll down that knoll. So see if we can get up and down. Alright guys, so that was a pretty solid 4 there on a hole 13. This hole is crazy. So I'm gonna take this route here, the 3-iron. The green is there. It is literally in a valley, like between these rocks. So it's kind of crazy. You really can't find features like this pretty much anywhere. So you'll be hitting 3-iron up the right center of the fairway. Should leave us a wedge in. Guys, so pretty solid shot here at the left side. Got a nice kick left to right off this fairway. 110 to pin, playing 119. You guys can really see, I mean, it's a really severe dog leg, and that's such a narrow pocket. So another pretty cool feature. You'll be hitting a 54-degree wedge. See if we can give ourselves a look at a 3. I guess it went a bit long and a little bit left, and that's a factor of, honestly, I didn't consider how shallow this ball would be coming in given the slope. So it definitely skipped a little bit further than I would have expected. We have about a 25-footer downhill putt. See if we can make a good putt. Alright, well honestly, I'm not super upset with that. That was an impossible 2-putt, so you just can't miss there, and I unfortunately got hung up on the fringe and I paid for it dearly. But on a hole 14, 370 yards. As the crow flies at this pin is 355. So I'm gonna be taking dead aim of the driver, playing a baby fade, and should land right on top of it. Alright guys, well this is on an insane line, literally right at the pin, because this is the tee box I hit from. See if I can find it. Right out here. And I mean, it was literally right on top of this flag, just 10 yards too long. If that was 10 yards shorter, I could have matched sharped it and made a hole-in-one on a par 4. But still a pretty good spot to be. It looks like it's gonna be pretty quick, but obviously a chip is better than like a 130-yard shot into the hole. So this will be fast, but let's see if I can stop it. Well, that was a really good 3. Don't know how I managed to stop that chip shot, but quite possibly one of my best short game shots the entire round easily. So on hole 15, quite a short par 3 at 120 yards. But I'm not gonna let my guard down because this course has always got something up its sleeve. So 54-degree wedge, make a nice smooth swing, try to get it close. Alright guys, well, you can see my ball there, really nice shot, landed it right around there and it kicked dead left. I'll be honest, as tricky as this course is, I was just looking at this tee shot. It was a 125-yard wedge. I was like, there's definitely something going on here. And so I kind of guessed that the trick to this hole was if you land it in the left center of the green, it's going to slide off the left edge because of the slope. And I was right. Because I pretty much landed it right about here and it went all the way down over there. Also, as a fun little aside, we're actually playing around an outing on this course, and you know how those outings have like those closest to the pin things. See, and so it looks like closest is 8 feet 6 inches, something like that. Obviously mine won't count because I'm not in the outing, but I just figured I'd mess around a little bit and see if this would have been close. So it looks like, if you look at it, you can see, let me pull this level with the ball. If you look, you can see how that's pretty much level. So you got right there, it's 6 feet and let's say 6 feet 8 inches. So it would technically be close to the pin, but obviously it doesn't count because it's not in the outing. But let's see if we can make it. See if we can finish this off with a solid 2. You drive for show, you putt for dough, at least on the golf course. I do drive for dough though. But yeah, that stings. It's never fun hitting it to 6 feet and missing the birdie putt, but you know, it's my first time playing the course and sometimes you're just not gonna have good reads, and I've accepted that long ago in terms of when I play these golf course vlogs. And Wolf Creek's greens are tough. So, on hole 16, 395-yard par 4. The green is down there in that area. I'll be taking a driver and starting at the right edge of this bunker, fading into the fairway, and we'll be in good shape to attack the green. Alright guys, here's where we ended up. You can see how it filtered into the side there. We got about 70 yards left. And I can pretty much guarantee you it hit one of these moguls head on and kicked dead right, because that was up the gut, like absolutely up the gut with the baby fade. So that really must have hit one of those moguls hard. Now, I have about a 60-50 yard sand shot. And I know a lot of people dread this shot, and I can promise it's not an easy shot, but I always recommend if you're like 50-60 yards away, don't play like a full swing, you know, shot. Play that explosion shot, just take a lower lofted club. I'm taking a pitching wedge. And it's hard to predict, but an explosion shot, even from this far out with a lower lofted club, will give you a lot more predictability than trying to just catch it a certain way with the sand. So let's see how this pans out. Alright, so here's where I ended up after that sand shot. Got a little unlucky. There's a bit of a slope right here, and the ball landed like right here, got up here and spun back a bit. And if I hit a 9-iron instead of a pitching wedge, I would have had about probably 5 feet. Now, just to elaborate on that, because I'm telling you, in my opinion, and you guys can let me know if you agree with me in the comments, the 30 to 70 yard bunker shot is probably the most awkward shot in golf. And my best advice, as I said, take a lower lofted club, play it like an explosion shot. And one last piece of advice in the sand that's really helped me: try to take less than 2 seconds over the ball. I know it sounds weird, but the longer you're over the ball, the more you start thinking too much about where should the club go in the sand behind the ball. Be athletic, be confident, and just swing unconsciously, and your body will take care of the rest. Really try to take less than 2 seconds over the ball on your sand shots. Just kind of swing naturally, and typically works out better than more often than not. So probably about 20 feet here, 25 feet up the hill. See if you make it. Alright guys, so pretty solid 2-putt there. Not super upset with the 4 after where I ended up in that sand trap. Again, that was a really bad bounce off that drive. Now on hole 17, 570-yard par 5, and this is quite a sight. So about 420 to the end of the fairway, so I should have enough room to go a driver, and that should give us a really good look at going for this green in 2. Guys, well, here's where I ended up. Did just clear the stream at 380, so 182 left, the pin on the front. So the critical thing here, get clean contact, and then if you can, get the direction good, but clean contact is all that matters here to make sure I cover everything and get it around the green. So see if we can do that. Gonna be hitting an 8-iron from 182. Well, this is pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can quite see it, but there's a few bass in here, it looks like. Look like at least probably 2 or 3 pounders, maybe even a little bigger than that. But honestly, this is really deep right here, back edge of the green. But you can see with all this water here, you know, when you're in a sand trap, take an extra club and just go for clean contact. And if it goes straight, like mine did, that's great. But you really just have to take extra club and let it rip. So I'm gonna have an insanely fast putt for eagle, but it is an eagle putt. It's better than not an eagle putt. So about 45, 50 feet here, a 2-putt would be really good. Well, there's your 3-putt par by a long driver. No, but honestly, like, I'm actually looking at this green now, and it still looks like it was an impossible putt. I was on that back edge, so the tough part wasn't really the first part. It was getting it over that last mound and then let it trickle down, and just a little slower than I thought it would be, especially after a few of these other holes I've played. But it is what it is. You're gonna have those, especially if you hit a lot of long shots in the greens and have long putts. So now we're on hole 18, the last hole of the day. We have made it. And this will be a really cool finishing hole. It's 310 yards, and we are taking dead aim right at that green with a 1-iron. So this will be a pretty exciting shot to finish off the round. Pretty cool way to finish off the round. Got a nice little waterfall. All right, so we hit one of my best shots of the day, easily. We got this to the front edge. It was about 312, 315 to the pin. I didn't quite catch it perfect, but it still got there. I'm pretty sure it landed in this area right here, because it really took a huge kick to the right, and I think it just kind of slid down and got up to here. So in any case, definitely happy to have a putt for 2 here. So let's see if we can finish this round off with a bang. Seriously, I'm just walking down here. How beautiful is this course? This is pretty awesome. That's why I love this place. It's just such a beautiful area in general. And as I said at the beginning of the video, you know, this is where I come to Mesquite for long drive events. That's where a lot of long drive tournaments are held. It's just really cool to get to come to this spot. It's just a small little, you know, area on the edge of the Nevada border. And it's out of the way, but it's still close to Las Vegas, and there's tons of golf out here. So really cool spot. We have about 45 feet, so we can give it a run. Alright guys, well that just about wraps it up. Finished off with a really nice 3. Honestly, this is one of the most difficult courses I've ever played, and you really got to play it more than once. But yeah, this was a nice little detour from my tournament prep this week for the Diamond in the Desert hosted by the PLDA. So I will be getting ready for that later today and tomorrow, and then Sunday's a tournament day. Today is Friday, so I'm excited for that. But if you guys enjoyed this as much as I did making it, subscribe to the channel, click the like button, let me know you loved it in the comments. If there's anything you'd like me to change, adjust, let me know as well. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I hope you guys have a nice day.